My daughter disappeared for 6 days, and I didn't know where she was. She had been lured off the streets of New York by a pimp that she had met. She was 18 at the time. And I guess, he swayed her. He said she was pretty. He said, "Where you going?" She said, "Well, I'm on my way home, but it's getting late. My mom's gonna lock the door if I don't get in by a certain time." And he said, "Well, don't worry, you can get in my car, and you don't have to worry about the locks, and I'll give you something to eat." And that's how he took her.
I got in the car with one of my girlfriends. I closed my eyes, and when I opened them, I was on a highway. And I realized that we had left Harlem and we were on our way to Connecticut. When we arrived in Connecticut, we entered a garage to a beautiful home. It was a beautiful, rich neighborhood that we were in. And 3 gentlemen came out of the garage. And I knew that something was wrong.
My daughter, when she was 12 years old in junior high school, it was a classmate. The classmate recruited her. And the classmate's mother was the trafficker, who was also trafficking her own flesh and blood.
The first night was a Friday night, and the house was filled by 100 men. By the 3rd gentleman that I serviced, I couldn't do it. So I went to the bathroom to cleanse myself because I felt dirty. They gave me instructions to return to keep performing my duties. And I couldn't. And they instructed me that if I did not return to the main floor, that I would end up going to the basement. And the basement would mean punishment. And I took that punishment.
First 2 days, there was some contact, there was some phone calls and stuff like that. So, I heard from her. And I was under the belief that she was gonna be coming home. I had actually spoken to an adult who said, "Oh, your daughter's fine, she's in the house." And I had actually spoken to my daughter. So the first 2 days, I wasn't so alarmed, like, "Oh my God, is she dead?" or something like that. But by day 3, when she didn't come home, that's when I knew something is really wrong. And somebody has her. And who could it be? My daughter and I and my family were still going through it. And I said to myself, when is it gonna ever end?
When I entered that house and I saw all those men in that house, I felt ashamed, disgusted, and hurt that someone can do that to a child.
So I owe a lot to Not On My Watch, and that's why I'm committed. I'm a board member, I'm an advocate, and so I'm just really happy that Not On My Watch has been able to entrust in me and allow me to be a voice at the table to say this is something that we need to do.
I'm very proud of my daughter, and she's in nursing school. So the one that was hurt now wants to heal people.
After I received the training and the guidance here, I am now in the light. I found my purpose. I have received my life back.
This is our moment. This is our moment in time to fight for what we know is right. And that is to stop the atrocities of human trafficking for our girls, our boys, our women, and our men. I need you today. We need you to make the dream that we have been carrying for years a reality. We're this close, and that is to see transitional housing and permanent housing for the population that we served with full, comprehensive services on site. Won't you take a moment to give today to help us eradicate the atrocities of human trafficking and domestic violence?